want your family to eat healthier? Well, Studio 5 health and fitness contributor Melanie Douglass says the solution is simple. Get rid of the junk. If your pantry is already full of foods that you know aren't good for you, Mel says today is the day to clean it out and start fresh. You're here to inspire us to really look at our kitchen with fresh, clean eyes.
Yes, and I want everyone to not feel guilty, because as soon as I start saying dejunk your cupboards or your kitchen, people are like, oh, I know there's so much junk in there. And this segment is inspired by my own personal pantry over a crazy summer of like lagoon and camping trips and senior trips, and we just ended up with all this stuff. And one day I looked at my pantry, I was like, how did it get like this?
Yeah.
So you got to dejunk.
I like that we're relating.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
I bet our pantries don't look quite the same, but I appreciate that you're going there for us. What would you say to the individual, though, that says, I have a hard time throwing out food? Like, it's food. It's right there in front of me.
Okay, if you have a hard time throwing it out, think about donating it to a food pantry. There are a lot of things in our pantries that maybe you're not using or you could donate. And as we go through this, you'll identify some things. You can donate it. You can give it away to kids who can afford the calories, because a lot of us as adults, we have food in our pantries that we end up eating. We think we buy it for the kids, but we eat it.
Yes.
So give it away, or don't feel bad about throwing it away. You are not a garbage disposal, and your children are not garbage disposals. So it's okay. But, you know, sometimes we're like, I'm going to throw this bag of Skittles away, and I'm like, is it really better to make your kids eat it? Or just let it go?
Yeah, what's the best alternative at that point?
Right.
Okay, you've broken it down into kitchen categories.
Right.
And first we're starting with kind of that salty shelf, that salty snack area in your pantry or your kitchen. We've got a photo of what most of our shelves look like. I'm seeing a lot of processed foods and crackers.
Yeah, and I mean, these are common foods we have. We've got, you know, saltines. Like, the only time you need saltines is when you have the stomach flu.
That's true.
I'm just kidding. But, you know, a lot of this stuff, you can buy it if you need it, but none of those things are essentials. But we do have salty cravings. So you do want to go to your cupboard and say, I need a salty snack. What could I eat?
Let's wave our magic wand and see what our salty shelf could look like in a better world. What are we seeing?
You need two things. You need tortilla chips and popcorn.
That's it.
Because tortilla chips are great. You can dip them in guacamole, salsa. I'll even let you dip them in cheese. But they're corn, they have fiber. Popcorn's awesome. It's light. It's got lots of fiber. It's even got some protein. You can even pre-pop bags and have them ready to go.
That's clever.
But honestly, that's all you need.
Well, that popcorn is not the kind that's in my pantry. I have the pre-packaged movie butter stuff, so what do you recommend?
So I just love air pop popcorn. I like to make it fresh. There's no preservatives, there's no colors, chemicals. And like I said, you can make it in advance and bag it up, and you're ready to go. And it's cheaper.
I like that idea. All right, the sweet shelf. This is where my pantry gets a little bit out of control. We've got a photo of a common sweet area in a common kitchen.
Right, and there's a lot of stuff we don't need, like even rice cakes. You don't actually need rice cakes.
Hold on, are you knocking the rice cake?
I'm just saying we don't need them. Cookies, crackers, all that stuff. So if you need a sweet fix, it's great to have something on hand, because we all get those moments. So my recommendation is chocolate-covered almonds. I specifically dig the ones from Costco. They're coconut chocolate covered. And you know what? They are so delicious. You get 5 of those things. They're so rich. It's 100 calories. You're done.
It satisfies the sweet tooth craving.
My other thing about your sweet tooth is, why not put fruit in your pantry? So where the sugar and the sweets used to be, why can't you put apples there or oranges? They don't have to be on the counter. Sometimes we get so used to them being on the counter, you kind of get used to it. But if you open your pantry and there's apples where there used to be graham crackers, it's like, it's the same thing you're craving, and it's just a fresh look.
Where do we go wrong with cereal, the cereal shelf in our pantry?
Oh, we go so wrong.
You're like, where do I start?
Where do I start? So the thing with cereal is we overdo it. Like, why do we need 20 boxes of cereal?
This is where I totally am out of control.
Why do we need so much variety? We don't need that many choices. I'm not a big fan of cereal personally. It doesn't fill us up. It doesn't have a great nutrient profile. So I just think that you need to solidify, have a great oatmeal option, a steel cut oats or oatmeal, and have 1 whole grain cereal and 1 sugar cereal. I have a sugar cereal in there. See, cinnamon toasters?
I see it.
Okay, and maybe a grab and go breakfast option. So an oatmeal, a whole grain, a sugar cereal, so you can mix it up, and then your grab and go. Now the sugar cereal thing, if you just buy 1 box at a time, and when your kids are like, I want Fruity Pebbles, you're like, great. When the Cocoa Pebbles are gone, you can have those. But what I'll do, what I used to when my kids were younger, is I'd make them alternate. They could have sugar cereal one day, the next day they had to have whole grain. Okay. And they had to switch, or I would mix the 2 together.
You'd mix?
Oh, totally. They would get like bran flakes in their Frosted Cheerios, whatever. It's like a, you know, it's a surprise blend. But basically it reduced the sugar content. It kept them familiar with those crunchier, grainier cereals.
But they felt like they were getting their fix.
Yes.
Getting their fix. All right. The drink area in our kitchen?
Okay, so when it comes to drinks, we've got, and this is where, you know, for me, like, I don't buy pop. It's not in my house. That's what I say. But guess what? When I looked in my pantry, I saw pop. It's because birthday parties or my trip to Lagoon or whatever, I ended up with it in my cupboard.
Sure.
But my tip is just don't buy it. That's fine for special occasions to have this stuff. And if you do keep it, put it up on the very top shelf so it's not an everyday thing. But honestly, all you need when it comes to drinks are some sparkling water and lemons.
Really?
I'm back to this.
This photo kind of makes me depressed. I'm not gonna lie.
It's so much simpler. I think it's a beautiful photo. And you know what? People have told me before, they're like, I tried your Pellegrino and I did not like it. You thought I was gonna say they liked it, huh? Anyway, and I'm like, but did you do it with the lemon? And they usually say no. You have to do the lemon and the Pellegrino together.
And you said this before, it fixes our fizz craving, and then the lemon kind of gives it the flavor.
Yeah. So try it.
All right.
If it's all that's there, it'll be a good option.
What about the soup section in our pantry?
We don't really need it. Same thing with cereals. We have a lot of different soups. You'll see SpaghettiOs and chicken noodle soup and whatever. All of that kind of stuff, I feel like you can buy closer to when you need it. It's not stuff you need to keep on hand. All you really need in your soup cupboard are a couple of high protein, high fiber soups. Soup is a really great option. So I've got lentils, I've got a couple of lentil soups, I've got some black beans and some tuna. That's my canned food section.
Done and done.
And seriously, when I clean out my pantry, I'm like, gone, gone, gone. If I need canned peaches to make something, I'll go buy them when I need them.
That will be on my grocery list.
But I don't store them. I don't have my kids look at them every day.
You have served us a great deal, or saved us a great deal of real estate in the kitchen cupboard land.
It's cleaning up.
Talk to us about these baskets and how this could solve kind of the healthy eating goal,
so first of all, we're going to relabel junk and treats.
Okay.
So this basket right here is a junk basket. So when my kids want Chips Ahoy or Twizzlers or Pop, it's like, you know what? That's in the junk basket. So go get it out of the junk basket. You can choose a new word, but call it junk. So my 3-year-old will say that. Sometimes I'll be like, Mom, I need a snack. And I'm like, grab some goldfish. He's like, Mom, that's junk. I'm like, right. I did tell you that.
Yes,
I did say that.
Yes.
So you've got your junk basket. Put your junk basket up high out of view.
But it's labeled, it's contained.
It's called junk.
Yeah.
Okay? Then your treat basket has a whole new meaning. First of all, put toys in your treat basket. Because a lot of times when kids say, I want a treat, they're just bored. So put Play-Doh in there, bubbles, little toys that are surprises. Put those things with healthy food, with applesauce, with fruit, with popcorn. The treat basket is healthy food. Associate the word treat to fruit, to vegetables, to popcorn, to toys.
We're relabeling in our minds and in our kitchens what we're reaching for. I love the toy idea too, because you're right, boredom drives all of us to the kitchen at one time or the other.
Yeah.
All right, you've done it.
And
this is the task on the table today. Clean it out. Dejunk it. Melanie's given you the inspiration to do it. We'll repost a segment on our website too if you need more inspiration. Thank you, I think.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We appreciate it.